Hi everyone again. This is Monideepa Becerra. I am the interim director for the Teaching Resource Center, and I've been here now 6 years. I'm a professor in the Health Science and Human Ecology department. And not so long ago, I was in his shoes, and one of the things that overwhelmed me was how does a typical syllabus look? Because that is one of the first things your students will see and know about you, as well as one of the first things that we see in our FAR when we get evaluated. So we have a short video that Parker will share, and then I will go live to go over a couple more links that would be useful to you. Hello everyone, my name is Monideepa Becerra and I'm the Interim Director for the Teaching Resource Center. The goal today really is to focus on how to make a syllabus, the key requirements of a syllabus, as well as recommended items of a typical syllabus. Here is my contact information. Please feel free to communicate with me with any questions you have, be it related to syllabus or any teaching or pedagogy related items. I've included the TRC website here. We will look at it specifically for the purposes of finding syllabus template and any requirements later on in this presentation. Per the institution, there are 10 key requirements for a typical syllabus here at CSUSB. So let's get started because that is the majority of the time I want to focus on going over these 10 items, where to find them and where to find templates. The first three being instructors' information, office hours, as well as class meeting times and location. The TRC website, which we will go over in a little bit, includes a template of a syllabus, and this is where it says, now you're welcome to use any departmental or program approved syllabus that you may have as well, as long as things are accessible. And we will go over on how to make things accessible as well in a little bit. Here is information about how to add instructors' information, classroom days, and such. The main focus right now I want to do is office hours. Our university does have key requirements on what office hours look like for faculty, and that's per the FAM 852.6. We will take a look at FAM in a little bit, but what it says basically is that 15 minutes per week per credit unit of coursework taught for a minimum of 1 hour, as well as having office hours by appointment listed, though you're not required to have office hours during finals week. But let's go ahead and take a look at the FAM and see what exactly it says, where to find it, so we can go in a little bit more in details. This is the policy on office hours per the FAM, and everything that's listed here today we will talk about in details, the types of office hours, who this office hours policy actually applies to, the number of office hours, as well as how to hold office hours depending on the types of instructions, and how to communicate and cancel office hours. You're welcome to have this handy because it's very useful in knowing and providing guidelines on such office hours. Going back to our slides on this, after we deal with having the number of hours of office hours required, we do want to talk about the reality of today under the COVID-19 pandemic, is that many of the classes are virtual or hybrid. Per the FAM, hybrid courses do require a combination of face-to-face and virtual office hours, while fully online classes can have virtual office hours with the understanding that 1 hour will be face-to-face. However, I did have an opportunity to communicate my questions to the chair of Faculty Senate, and they confirmed that there are exceptions in that if a faculty instructor are not able to show up to campus to hold campus office hours, then it is okay to have virtual office hours. Given that now majority of us are doing virtual teaching and do not have to be on campus, we therefore can have fully virtual office hours. What does that mean, fully virtual office hours? Per the FAM, that includes any communication between faculty and students. That includes chat rooms, discussion boards, instant messages, phone calls, emails, video conferencing, such as Zoom, and no physical presence of faculty are required on campus. I did ask around others on this campus how they're holding virtual office hours, and our previous director for the Teaching Resource Center gave me some excellent ideas, and I would like to share those with you. And that being having Zoom office hours, holding office hours for 3 to 4 hours depending on the course workload, and having students sort of walk in and out of Zoom office hours just the way they would have during face-to-face office hours. So you have a 3 to 4 hour block open, students log in, ask questions, and leave. And you can definitely do that for all your courses combined, separate your courses, whatever makes sense to you. But please do ask your department and program if they have any specific requirements for virtual office hours, because you want to make sure you're aware of those. Everything that we've talked about right now are for classes that have a designation of lecture or seminar. It does not apply to labs, independent study, field experiences, and for those, please communicate with your department chair as well as your program coordinators and others as to what those requirements are. Now, how do we communicate office hours? Per the FAM, there are 3 key requirements. Provide the office hours by the end of the first week of instruction to the department. Make sure office hours are posted on the syllabus as well as the email address of the faculty and given to the department office and as well as the college. It is not expected at this moment that you go on campus and post your office hours outside the door, but if and when we have face-to-face classes, that is when that would be required. If office hours are canceled, please make sure it's reported to the students as well as the department, and when applicable, posted outside the door. Though for virtual teaching, it is expected you don't have to go on campus to post it on your door. Those were the key items, the first 3 key items of requirements for a syllabus, and we went through those fairly well. The next one is a course description. Now, many of your departments and programs may already have template syllabi for all the various courses. And if that's the case, please make sure to copy the course description from there. And if not, you can find them at the University Bulletin website. The next key requirement is course goals, objectives, as well as student learning outcomes. And they're usually listed learning outcome 1, 2, 3, and whatever they may be. You will find those from your department chair if you have program and assessment coordinators, from them as well. For many departments, they have program learning outcomes as well as student learning outcomes and course learning outcomes. These are specific to each program and course, so you will need to get those from your department and list them in your syllabus per the requirement of the university. The next key requirement of a syllabus is to have the textbook or any reading material requirement listed, as well as where to find them. Now, this is provided in the template syllabus, and we will go over on how to add a descriptive text. Should you choose to add a picture, make sure it is accessible by adding such a descriptive text to your picture. In addition to any recommended readings and other items that you may need, please list them here. Before we move forward with the other requirements, let's make sure we know how to add a descriptive text to a picture. Right-click a picture, edit alternate text, and add 1 or 2 sentences describing the picture, thus making it accessible. The other requirements for a syllabus are assignments and grading policies that you can update as needed, as well as university policies on student conduct, classroom protocol that's required, dropping or adding class, as well as an ADA statement. Depending on if your course is on main campus versus Palm Desert, please use the appropriate statement for your syllabus and delete the other one. And finally, a statement on inclusion, diversity, and equity are required for a syllabus. After the final statement on the commitment to the values of inclusion, diversity, and equity, there are some recommended items for a syllabus, though they are not required. However, you do want to talk to your department and program to see if there are additional items that are required for your syllabus. The recommended items include prerequisite, attendance, makeup work, and any additional information, including resources for students. So let's actually take a look at the TRC website where you can download such template as well as links to any of the FAM materials and the resources for students that you may choose to include in your syllabus. This is the TRC website. There are a lot of resources here that throughout the academic year we will have opportunity to discuss and go over. For the purposes of today, we're going to look at how to create a typical course syllabus. Under Home, you can find them under Teaching Tips. Here it includes the required items that we talked about, as well as links to all references, in addition to optional items that we talked about, as well as resources for students, such as the Writing Center, software for students, and external resources. In addition, the website also provides you template. We do have San Diego State, and you're welcome to use any others that your department and program have reviewed. Just make sure they're accessible. The template syllabus included here is what we've been using throughout the presentation. The website also includes a statement that we have already seen before regarding ADA, whether your course is on main campus or PDC, as well as additional links that you may find useful as you teach the course. Feel free to look at any additional resources that are listed here as long as you make things accessible. Now let's look at actually the document that's added here for CSUSB. This is the template syllabus that is on the TRC website that we have been using. It includes all the required items, and you're welcome to add additional optional items as needed. As you scroll through it, there's additional information here that you would need to exclude once you finalize the syllabus. But let's say we do have this document and we would like to see if it's accessible or not. Under Review, click on Check Accessibility, and it would tell us there's several issues. Clicking on these, it will tell us it's these red items that are difficult to read. If I were to delete them, it will only have the one item left. If I were to delete that, there were no other issues found. This is an easy way to ensure our Word documents are accessible. And that is all for the template syllabus. Back to the TRC website, please feel free to review these items. All links to where to find syllabus officers requirements, the course syllabus requirements for the FAM, everything that we talked about are included. At the end, if you click on the examples of statements for inclusion, diversity, and equity, you're welcome to use these and any others that your department may have provided. And that's all we have for the purposes of making a typical syllabus at CSUSB. Thank you all for bearing with my nasal voice as we went through that. There are a couple of items that Josephine had mentioned, and so did many of the deans, that for me to bring up and highlight. So give me a second as I share my screen, and hopefully, I think I would need the ability to share my screen. And you're welcome to follow me on the TRC website as I do that. So this is the TRC website. Hopefully all of you can see. And I click under Home, Teach. If I can do this correctly, under Teaching Tips are the course syllabi. This is where we were when we were looking at the different sections. There are two key items that I want to bring to your attention, that being academic scheduling and final exam. So if you click on those, the additional websites will pop up. First thing being academic scheduling. That includes everything from the calendar, where to find final exam schedule, and any other information that you may find useful to share with your students. If you click on the final exam schedule, it should open up to this link here, and it will tell you depending on the semester quarter we're in. So we're fall 2020. If you open it, and you will see this link right here that tells you exactly what day your class meets, then the final exam day that would be, and the time itself. Please note that per the institution, final exam days are required, and you are required to require students some sort of assessment. Every department and program does sometimes have their own unique requirements. Some departments have portfolio requirements for finals week, while others actually have final exam requirement. It's critical you speak to your department chair as well as program coordinators if you have any, to discuss any requirement regarding final exam that you may have. The other resource that has been encouraged that we share are these student resources. As Graciela mentioned, our students are very unique. They have requirements and for support that they would need, and we often as faculty are the first people they see, even if virtually, and we can provide those resources. One of the major ones is the Oberschar Den that provides our food insecure students opportunities, as well as many additional, and the Undocumented Student Success Center. If you click on all of these links, it will take you to each of these websites and resources that you're welcome to add in your syllabus. They're not required, they're simply suggested.